might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now, light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
On 1st and 10, Brenner, another catch there for Waddle. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup, brings up 2nd and 2.
To throw on 2nd down, Brenner, throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And the Saints are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Pollard going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk.
A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal.
Pollard again. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tony Pollard on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints are able to add on to their first-half lead. So what a first half that he has had running the football. That now 3 touchdown runs.
And I would anticipate that when they get down in the red zone, he's going to get more chances as this game goes on. And I think that the guys blocking for him are going to ask for him to get more chances. They like the rhythm they've developed.
Extra point splits the uprights. And a rout is on here in this first half.
31. Falcons, nothing.
That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was... Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 24-yard line.
Here's Allen. He finds his man complete. That's Schultz. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Allen's throw complete there to Moore. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
That's another Falcons.
Allen to throw once more. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught.
44-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and
From the 44, Allen over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's a give up the middle. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Allen. Quick slant caught by Moore. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Being chased out left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction.
And he's got a man complete. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Jalen Waddle.
His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Saints are pouring it on.
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And you'd think on 3rd down, they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
And that ball traveling 68 yards in the air, according to next-gen stats.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Allen's throw brought in by Watson.
That's good.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
That's another Falcons first down.
Allen now on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. A decent run there following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 5.
Allen now looks to throw. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
Amazing, perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
Okay, break.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. on first down. Brenner. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Throwing on first down. Brenner.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Timeout, ref.
They'll look to throw again.
Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Complete to Kyle Pitts.
And Charles, you think about this offense, it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench, just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
And this one is right through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So more of the same here, CD. Not a touchdown, but 3 more points added on to their lead.
Yeah, it's been a total domination here in this first half. Offensively, defensively, even the special teams have chipped in as he connects on the field goal. It may be a little bit premature, but I think the only thing they're worried about dominating now, the post-game meal.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start up at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Tampa Bay taking on Carolina in the NFC South. And it's the Panthers who are out in front. Patrick Mahomes looking good. 2 touchdown passes. Next, we head north to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. C.D. Lamb, a touchdown reception. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
Kyle Pitts returns to the field along with the rest of this offense for the upcoming series.
And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little. They bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes come your way, too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
For a lot of people, MVP award means the quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Joseph Osai on the tackle. 1 yard gain. Brings up
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They run straight ahead here with Pollard.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the draw, it's Pollard. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's Pollard again. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Operating from the gun.
Brenner. That's to Waddle on the quick slant. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints.
Kyle Pitts.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Point after try forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score Saints.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. On first down, Allen. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing now is Allen. His throw incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Allen. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this 3rd quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick 6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here. And that one, it backfired in a big way.
Extra point forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He's going to look deep for more. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard.
I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
The Falcons offense set to go. But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
To the right side, and he's got more complete.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Throwing on first down is Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Buda Baker with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up first and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And a short gain down to about the 33. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run.
A gain of a yard. Brings up second.
Operating from the gun. Brenner
Got this complete to the tight end Pitts.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons 19. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Complete to Kyle Pitts.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Back to throw again. Touchdown!
Jalen Waddle.
His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season.
And the Saints get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, All coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
At the 25-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Complete on the quick throw to Moore.
And he's going to have a Falcons first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
On play action, Allen. And he's taken down here by the Saints. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen.
That pass complete to Moore.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
13 yards on the play. Brings up 3rd down
Allen.
and 7.
And my goodness, another interception.
Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Interception by the Saints. Sets up 1st and
Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from a yard out.
And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent, and they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And now here's another interception.
Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense. And certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score Saints.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Falcons, first down. First and 10.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. To try again after the sack, Allen. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Christian Watson, incomplete. Sets up a third down and 18.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense.
And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? Best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and
Gonna run again here with Pollard. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4.
Got a man. It's Waddle, complete.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. He's got another first down, and he's also just a few yards short of 200 for the ball game.
With these two teams, they met in New Orleans earlier in the year with the Saints coming out on top. So a win here in Atlanta would give them the season sweep.
On 1st and 10, Brenner.
Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. With that last completion, CDs now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now a give here to Pollard. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. First and 10 in the red zone. His career rushing numbers just continue to rise with that last carry. He surpasses 12,280 yards and also surpasses Marshall Faulk.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14.
14-yard line, second and 11.
Looking to throw. Brenner. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on second and 10. Allen now looks to throw.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Now they face a third and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And now another one thrown incomplete. The Falcons send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over first and 10.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start. And pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
They go back to Pollard on second down. And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41.
Taken down at the 41.
From the gun on third down, Brenner.
Open man is Waddle, complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Brenner.
That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game. He's moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
148 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Run for Pollard. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw. Brenner.
They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4.
3rd down.
Back to throw. Brenner. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Falcons ready to take over.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Incomplete.
To throw again on 2nd down. Allen finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
He finds his target. It's Schultz. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. At issue here, does the football make contact with the ground before he secured it? And I think some of these angles are going to give us a pretty good look.
Secured is the important part because the ball can touch the ground, but it can't be loose when it does. So that's what they're going to have to try and figure out.
So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. Now Pollard. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
Delay of game, offense.
We can't have that.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 2nd down.
So the delay of game penalty backs them up. It's now 2nd and 7. They'll run with Pollard. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Swinging this out for Pollard. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the ball.
Hey, didn't it feel like you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, and then the defense jumped up and said, hold it. We're getting involved as well. You're exactly right. Big points, both sides contributing, a full team win.